Here to do another talk to the tape. Wanted to save this one for Friday since we do not have a scouting report this week, of course, with the Steelers on their bye week, a much needed bye week as they sit 4-3 and a little battered and bruised physically and probably ego wise as well after dropping back to back games to the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. But what I wanted to talk about today was I had a couple of different topics I thought maybe be good to point out, and fortunately these are going to be on the negative side of things as they usually are after a loss. But what I wanted to talk about today was something that Dave talked about in Wednesday's podcast, and I figured, and I saw this when I was watching the tape and rewatching the game, and I said, okay, let's break this down because I think I understand the context behind it. And David Todd had brought up Tom Brady's comments on Monday on his radio show after the game, of course. And I don't have the whole quote here. I just kind of have a little bit of a paraphrasing, but this is in relation to Rob Gronkowski's 36 yard touchdown, the one that kind of really got things going for them. Get them back ahead, and with a 7 point lead, it would have been 8 had Gostowski not missed the extra point. And so the Steelers only get a field goal on their next drive, then the Patriots get a touchdown on their next drive, and that makes it 27-16. That's the kind of the nail in the coffin. But anyway, so the focus point is going to be on the Gronkowski touchdown and what exactly happened. And we did try to break it down right after the game because we had the all 22 look at it, but it is a very difficult concept to understand. And Cardinal Lake said some things that kind of throw a monkey wrench into that. But what Brady said on Monday on his radio show, he gave credit to his offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels for seeing something that made them want to call that again. He basically just says is that Josh McDaniels did a nice job of understanding the flow of the game. They were able to some things revealed themselves coverage wise that led them to have that call. And I think I found out what it was, and it's not very difficult to find out. So I'm certainly no Sherlock Holmes or anything here looking at this. But the Steelers were in their dime package with their 6 DB, Sean Davis coming in, Robert Golden moving down to play that kind of linebacker role with Lawrence Timmons on the bench. They were in dime for 3 plays. And on those 3 plays, you got similar looks, and I'll explain more as we go along here. But I want to look at those 3 plays, specifically the first two, and how it kind of created the play call on the third one. So we're going to look at it here. The first two come back to back on the Patriots' first drive of the third quarter. And these are both the in-long situations after holding calls and penalties move New England back. 2nd and 20 here, as you saw. Again, this is their dime defense. There's Robert Golden here. I'm trying to see which one is Sean Davis. One of these guys is Davis. That's Mitchell. There's Sean Davis there. So Steelers in their dime defense 3 times all game. This is the first time. And what you're going to get here is just basically straight cover 2. 2 high look, cornerbacks, you're jamming and then sinking or just rerouting and sinking. You're going to get hook zones underneath with Gay and Golden, and Shazier carrying the seam on Gronkowski. Now, Shazier does a really nice job being able to carry that the whole way. Brady has to go elsewhere with the football. There's another penalty. He gets short scramble, no play there. So let's run it back through. Again, just straight cover 2. We've covered it before. Very simple stuff. And we'll actually look at the end zone angle because you'll see Brady's first read is Gronkowski down the seam. And it's taken away by Shazier. So a little play action, pull the guard, false key. First read is scored to Brady down to Gronkowski here. But Shazier matches him well, carries it. Brady has to go elsewhere. Some pressure, nice job by Jarvis Jones. Holding call. And I think Steelers declined it and plays a bust. So next play, 3rd and 17. Same thing. Steelers in their dime defense. Robert Golden is right here. Sean Davis, Mike Mitchell. 6 DBs. Golden replacing Timmons. Cover 2 again. Split safety, so seams are going to be open. This is a different look from the Patriots. They were in a 2x2 set here. Before they were in a 3x1. I should have pointed that before. Actually, let me go back and look at that real quick because that is important to point out. 3x1 here. This next play, they were in 2x2, so things kind of change up a little bit in terms of how the Steelers defend things. And there's no real seam route here either. They're just trying to get some yardage back, try to flip the field. But same idea. Cornerbacks forcing inside release, sinking, 2-high shell. Mike Backer getting depth, hook zones. Ball ends up going underneath to Martellus Bennett. Gay does a nice job to drive on it, make the tackle. Everyone's excited, and the Steelers get off the field. Robert Golden, very happy. In the next drive, he won't be. But we'll look at it from the end zone angle, just in case you're curious. Cover 2. Steelers get off the field. Great job. No problems there. Let's go now to, I believe it is the very next drive. Yes, it is. 3rd and 7. Steelers are going to bring back that dime defense again. And you can probably already tell where I'm going with this. There's Golden, Shazier, Davis, Mitchell, your corners. 3-by-1 look to the field. And so even though, here's the caveat, because this is not straight cover 2, I thought it was cover 6, quarter, half, quarter, half. Cardinal Lakes just said after the game or the next day that it wasn't Sean Davis' fault. That's not really the point here. It's hard to exactly pinpoint the blame, but Lakes basically intimated that it's Golden's job to carry him down the seam, carry Gronkowski. Bottom line is, the Patriots saw that the Steelers were bringing in their dime defense. They knew they were going to get a too high look. They were going to split those safeties, and it was going to lead the middle of the field open. So even though the coverage might have changed here a little bit for Pittsburgh, there's still the same general idea of split safeties. And now you know you're going to go back to Gronkowski down the seam, especially when you see Golden on him instead of Shazier. Before Shazier had taken it away, so now they're figuring, okay, let's try to attack Golden, who might not be as comfortable with that kind of turn, playing that close in the box and turning, because he doesn't have to do it a whole lot in that manner. And so let's go ahead and try to attack that. So again, it isn't straight cover 2, otherwise you'd see Burns up. That's why I thought it was cover 6. But again, kind of beside the point here. Point is, they knew they were going to get a split safety, and when you get split safeties, the seams are vulnerable, and you can attack with a seam route. And when you have a guy like Gronkowski, it's your best weapon in the world to have. And so again, I'm not trying to get into the minute details. I thought Sean Davis. I mean, I'll go through the play super quick of what I thought might have happened, and we get to a point where we're kind of really guessing. But I thought Artie Burns was coming up here as number 1, cuts in. Didn't need to do that. He's passing that route off to Gay. He should be looking for number 2, reading 2-1, carrying vertical. And so when Burns starts to come up on number 1, he does recover, but it influences Sean Davis because he thinks Burns is now coming up. Now he needs to get number 2. It leaves Golden 1-on-1. I know that's confusing. There's a leap of faith there. There's a lot of trying to infer and imply. Not interested in that. Just interested in knowing when the Steelers were in their dime defense all 3 times, they ran that split safety look, and that's going to open up the seams. And that's what Josh McDaniels called, recognized, and that's what Tom Brady recognized on the same page. Great job. And they make the call, and they get the conversion. So we'll look at it from the end zone angle here as well. This isn't rocket science. This is just, what kind of coverage are you going to be in when you're in 9? And although, again, I think the coverage was probably called a little differently. This is not straight cover 2. This is not what you saw the 2 plays before. But it's the same idea, and it's the same way to try to exploit it. And the Patriots did a great job. So the Patriots are such a tough team to out-scheme because of things like this, because they just have some of the smartest guys in the room. And they burned the Steelers. And Lake said the Steelers got caught in a bad defense, but when you kind of keep showing your same hand to the same thing time and time again, good teams, most teams, but especially the good teams and the great ones like New England, are going to take advantage of it. So if you want to know kind of what might have tipped them off and how that one was created, usually these plays happen because of things you see before and tendencies. And that's exactly what happened here. This was not a fluke. This was not just a coincidence or just by chance. This is not them getting lucky. This is the Patriots knowing, okay, Steelers are in dime defense. What have they been running in dime against us, which they just did the drive before and got off the field. They made a couple of nice plays. We know what they're going to do. We're going to adjust to it. And I'm sure that's going to frustrate a lot of fans about why aren't the Steelers adjusting, things like that. I can understand it. I'm not here to try to defend that. There's a counter argument to be made, sure, but I'm not here to do that. I just wanted to point out what the Patriots almost certainly saw and how they exploited that and how they did, in this instance, on a very important play, of course, out-scheme the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, though that's frustrating, it is for me. I know it is for you. But I always say there's a little bit of it's a little cathartic to see what happened and understand it. And although it's not going to change the outcome, and I'm not going to walk away feeling good, you walk away with at least some knowledge about understanding what happened, how things led to this point. Just to have that knowledge, just to feel a little bit better about it. At least for me. I don't know about you, but at least we understand kind of what happened here. I'll leave you with this final play because it makes me feel a little better, bit better. James Harrison running over Nate Solder, and because he's a grown man, and that's kind of fun to watch. You see him just destroy Nate Solder there. So and Gostowski missed it, so I don't think there's really an influence there, but you know that's that's something, I guess. I don't know. I just wanted to show that part because it made me laugh when I watched it the first time through. Anyway, so that's what happened, and hopefully you have a little better understanding about what exactly happened. And that's why the All 22 is a godsend. It's able to help us understand some of those things a bit better. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out our live stream at 3 p.m. Today, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll talk Steelers for about an hour or so, depending on how active the chat is. We'll watch some tape from this game. So if you want to find out more about this game, ask some questions about it, or just ask questions in general about the Steelers versus Patriots going forward against Baltimore, or any other Steelers question you have, again, join us 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can look for the link on SteelersDepot.com, so please check it out there. We will have a link to the stream, and if you're hearing this and the stream's over, or you aren't able to get to the stream, it will be archived, and it does get posted back up on Depot in the same place. So if you want to go back and watch it later and try to get a couple good nuggets from there, because there always are, there's always some great questions, you can certainly do so as well in the archives. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.